I would say for me, I didn't find any benefit in going cheekless for 10 months.
Yo.
Hey, one of my worst feelings in the world is being unsexed, okay? That is one of the worst feelings in the world to me. And the longer I go unsexed,
you gonna kill somebody.
The more my person, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I swear I promise you, I ain't gonna swear, but I'm on my mama, nigga.
Yeah.
The longer I go unsexed, the more my personality changes, and it's for the worst.
Yeah,
like, I will become.
I believe that.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast with men that have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast with men that have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
They say you won't really fornicate until you had to take a little, little something.
Oh man, waiting for them results to come back from the doctor is
scariest time of your life.
Scary. And I knew I was clean. I knew I was clean.
Yeah.
I knew I was clean, but for some strange reason, it just was scary. I ain't had none for 4 years. It had been a 4-year period.
You went 4 years.
I went 4 years.
That's crazy.
I commend you for that.
I went
That's
4
crazy.
years. I ain't had.
I know
none.
you was about to bust. You was about to bust.
It was 4 years. I had to. literally. I only took the test because my fiance, who is my wife now, told me, is like, we not getting married until you get one.
Oh, word.
Yes.
But she knew you was celibate.
But that don't mean
don't mean nothing.
No, I understand that. No, I'm saying, but she knew the journey you was on. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, she knew I was celibate. Because I didn't have nothing to offer. Into, you know what I'm saying, as far as like offer my body had been offered to other people.
To the world. Been offered to the world.
But she had everything, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she was a 30-year-old virgin.
Come
like,
on, bro.
Literally.
Word.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, literally. And so she was like, you gonna get tested. And I was like, yep, I am.
That's
and
what's up.
I took the test and they said they was gonna call me like in a few days. I called them early. I was like, hey,
Bruh,
listen,
let the people do their job.
Y'all
Hey.
People do their job.
Hey, that'd be the scariest time of your life, though. You take that test, you sit in that room waiting for it was okay. See, we OGs.
Yeah.
When we had to get tested, we had to go to the clinic and wait.
Yeah,
They got a portal. You get to go
Yeah.
home. They see your.
It's very discreet.
You log in. They see
Yeah.
your result. You had to sit in that office and wait
Right.
for everybody to find out if you had something or not.
Yeah.
And we had to sit there. And you sit in that room, and that middle-aged white woman come in that drink with the K-Swiss and the fat laces.
Mad judgmental.
Hey,
Mad judgmental.
she like, yo. She started talking to you. She like, Mr. Brown, you know, they made a bunch of advances in medication and how we did. And you sitting there about to cry.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
Don't you? She's like, I just want to let you know that you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But you start off with that.
Yeah.
Start off with that. Don't come to me talking about advances in medication. I done just took a test. You don't start with that. You let me know I'm good. Then you tell me about the advancement.
That Magic Johnson.
I'm sitting there, bro. As soon as she start, bro, my lips start quivering a little bit. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I got it.
Thought he had the outbreak monkey.
She like, you good, Mr. Brown? I'm like, bro, you start off with that.
Yeah.
You start off with that.
Right.
You
You
let
lead
me
with
know.
that. Right.
Because you heard horror stories. First of all, you've seen how things have played out for other people and stuff like that. And you also heard horror stories. Like I have a family member. I know a person.
I mean, you already put it out there.
I know a person that was like, yeah, man, I had chlamydia at one time, and they had to stick a Q-tip inside of me, and I was like, oh my, I'm a little kid hearing this story, and he was like, yeah, and he made the story even worse. I think to scare me a little bit, because he's like, yeah, they stick the Q-tip in there, and then they smack it like that, and I'm like, hey, bro.
But did that stop
Scared
you?
me.
It didn't.
Did that stop you from being a raw meat king?
No.
No, it did not.
Didn't.
They said you can't scare straight no more.
I'm telling you.
I was not a raw meat king. The percentages that you had, I was more, on the side of
You was
protection.
a raw meat king.
I was
bro.
not.
You was a raw.
I was not. I was Mr. Wrap It Up.
Mr. Wrap It Up.
I was Mr. Wrap It Up.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, my field goal percentages was higher on wrapping it up than it was.
I dig
not.
it.
It's terrible.
I dig it. I dig it.
That joint will make you change your life, though.
It
At least
will,
for a little
yeah.
while.
It
At least
will.
for,
Yeah,
I say a couple days. 'Cause
Yeah,
after a
at
couple
least
days pass,
couple days.
You become close to Jesus.
You be
and
right
wait
back out
for
there
him
in the
back
street.
You
on-
be bargaining.
Jesus,
Be
if you
bargaining.
make
I
it-
will
Jesus,
never.
if you rock with me, God.
Yeah.
Please let me make it out. in
Let me,
this.
if I do that, I promise you next time.
And then after you get the results, you're like,
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, Slim, I'm good. You still trying?
Yeah.
I got the clean body. You still?
Nah, that's what it is, man. I didn't know that though. That's what's up. A 4-year journey. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, bro, that is the longest I ever made. Was like 10 months.
That's what's up.
And that was a big thing for me. So
Yeah.
I ain't never make it as far as that. 10 months was as far as I got, and then after I broke the 10 months, I just been broken since. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like it's one of those things. It's like once you break the seal, it's hard to put it all
Right.
back. You can't put
Yeah.
it back. And it's like you have that crave and that urge to seek out more and more and more to satisfy yourself. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
That was me. I had to get it together. I mean, the only reason I made it 10 months was because I was trying to be holy. I was trying real hard to be holy, and I made it to 10 months. And then after I fell short of God's glory, or fornicated, or whatever, I couldn't
So
never get back on right.
what happened? So you went 10 months.
Yeah.
What was like? Okay, I'm just gonna give it up.
I had just waited too long. I felt like I was about to bust.
About the bus.
And doing like I do all the time, toting line,
Yeah.
probably putting yourself in a situation.
I was heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like people like Troy who have the foresight to be able to put, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation.
Right,
I'm
right,
more
right.
of like, I'm gonna see how far I can go.
Correct. I got you.
Before, so I'd always go as far as I could go until, I finally just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just going
Just go with
ahead or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could never get straight up that. So then I just settled for rededicating every Sunday after.
Okay.
Because I just
Okay.
was like,
And Jesus is always
you know
there.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Open arms.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, bro. Like it was rough. It was rough, like getting off the ground. Like for real, it was rough. But after a while, like there was a peace that came about it. Like
Mhm.
there wasn't the chase. You know what I'm saying? I was in my zone. I had some people that were interested in me, and it was great to be like, I know I'm not going to date you, but to entertain the idea of dating. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
you knew you weren't giving up no buns.
I won't giving up no buns, and I wasn't.
Stop letting him set you up.
No, he ain't lying though. I knew I wasn't giving up any buns,
Uh-huh.
and but also too, it was also I had went celibate. No, peep game. I had went celibate and said no dating
Okay.
until I met my wife.
Okay.
And that was actually those 4 years was me chasing my wife. Now I was first 2 years completely single. The last 2 years I was chasing after her, and then after she finally committed to marrying me, our wedding day was our first time.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I broke the seal with my now wife, so it's her fault that I broke the seal.
Should you be saying that?
It's fine. They know now, baby. They know you.
Yeah.
I've been.
Should you be saying that?
I'm going on 13 years of marriage. What nobody gonna do to me for 14 years ago?
Right.
We tried. We went a while.
No,
10
I'm
months.
just saying for her sake.
What?
Should you?
What
be
is her
saying that?
sake?
I don't know if she was trying to keep the image or not. I don't know.
What is the image?
I don't. Maybe she.
Sure, we
13
acting like
years of marriage.
niggas ain't out here
Come on,
schooling.
bro.
Come on now.
I'm not acting like that, but we just saying we don't know. It's just like medical records. Sex is like medical
ain't no
That's
records.
how I know you an old school. You think from an old school lens. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't never tried. Okay, I have never once tried to say, okay, I ain't never tried.
I did try though. I tried. I went a good little while.
I ain't never tried.
Oh,
I went a good little while. We made it a little while.
Yeah, that 10 months
You know
is
what
a
I'm
long time.
Yeah. Then once I got it, I had to have it.
It got to have it.
Had to have it.
Yeah.
I'm in a group chat with I'm in one of my group chats, and we were talking about Father's Day,
Mhm.
And I asked the guys, hey, what'd you all get for your Father's Day? And they rattle off a few things, really good gifts too. And but one of them was like, I got these gifts. And I was like, man, those are great. He's like, they good gifts, but I would have settled for a J. But no, that's not the end of it. So one of the guys in there is not married. And and one of the guys in there is not married. He said, oh, don't you get those on a regular basis? We was like, hey, bro. Once you get married,
what you need to understand is
far and
exactly.
few
Come
in
on,
between.
far
and few.
far
And that's
and few
actually
between.
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
That's actually what I said. I'm gonna have to bleep this whole.
Few
part
and far
out.
between. No, you don't gotta bleep it out. Let people know this is real.
I'm gonna have to bleep it out. But I was like, yeah, it's far and few in between. He was like, why is that? It was like, and I tried to explain it to him. I was like, when you weren't married, you were chasing after each
Right.
other. You know what I'm saying? Like you were wanting to be together all the time. Spend time. Like for the guy, you wanted to spend time with her. For the girl, she's willing to. She's more intimate. It's like physically and stuff like that. But as soon as you get married, you as the man don't necessarily want to spend as much time as you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do as many dates. And the intimacy, it just isn't as frequent. You know what I'm saying? And so
Life happens.
Life happens.
and it's because life happens, and that's because life happens, and that's the reason why it's vacation intimacy has been so hyped up, because it's like no life is happening while we're on vacation. We're just here for each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why that gets hyped up. So we just thought that was a because everybody in the group chat laughed when he asked. So
You don't get it. All the husbands start laughing. I don't know what people think married people be doing, bro. It don't be what you be doing. What was Chris Rock? What was that movie? I Think I Love My Wife.
Yeah,
when they was
yeah.
arguing with the counselor, and she was like, he only want to have sex to make. He said she only want to have sex to make babies, and he was like, the only time we have sex is when we making babies.
Right.
So it's like all that stuff just come to play. But I'm on the opposite end. I still like to spend the time and do all the other type of stuff because I mean. So I think that was one of the things that pissed me off the most with the marriage, because I was like, I just remember a time when I was rededicating every Sunday.
You want to get back to that?
Trying to keep I'm just
I
saying,
want
but
that
I'm
rededication.
I want that rededication, but I'm just saying.
I want that rededication energy.
I want that rededication, but it was just like I remember a time when legit fighting with myself and my flesh, trying to be straight, to then get to a space where I could do whatever I want and not have no, condemnation that hanging on my head, and now I'm not doing it.
Right.
So it's like, why'd I go through all that struggle just for this anyway?
Yeah, it's no struggle. Don't go.
So I was
through
like,
the
but I'm
struggle.
just saying, but you lace.
I'm just saying.
You're so profound. That's just so profound.
I hate this cat, bro. I hate this cat, bro. He don't go through nothing.
He don't.
He just don't go through it. That's not how it works.
That's not how
This
it
is
works.
a two-partner system.
We didn't even intro. Hey man, what's going on, man?
What it do though?
We back. We didn't get to the intro. We like
That's all
I don't
good.
know how many minutes in. It's your boy Melly Mel, man. You know what's going on. I ain't got time to go through the whole thing. That's T. Roy, Dennis the Menace, no relation over here. Life Coach Lace.
Life Coach Lace.
We back. We back.
We
Yeah.
back. Now I would say this. We because I actually shared that conversation with my wife. That about that group chat.
See.
No.
T-Dot.
We have that type of We have
No,
that type
you
of
don't.
relationship. We can,
I'm glad.
because it's a joke.
Don't worry
but
about
hold
it.
on.
Don't worry about it.
But listen,
Don't worry about it.
Let me,
I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna circle.
I know. But but we had the conversation. We were like, because we like to discuss why is that. So we actually answered the question why that is, and we think that it's because pre-marriage, there was a sense of there was a little sense of we probably shouldn't be doing this, and it was taboo. And we as people, we desire the secrecy, like the taboo-ish of it, makes it a little bit more intense. But after marriage, it's no longer taboo. What the scriptures say, the marriage bed is undefiled. So you could do any and everything. And so when you think you could do any and everything, it's like, well, what do we do?
I want that undefiled. He talking about rededication. I want the undefiled. Okay. I want that undefiled. I want to undefile the house.
But I think it was like, because you think about it like,
Yeah, I understand your point. I do agree, but I think too a lot of times we place, particularly from a religious space, we place a lot of I shouldn't be doing this because of what other people think. not necessarily this is how we truly believe XYZ.
Mhm.
Because prior to the 4 years you was getting it in, now you felt a certain level of conviction, hence why you went on that particular journey. And luckily for you, you met someone who was aligned with that. But we both know in the world we live in today, it's like even what we see in the media and different shows and stuff like that, if you're not getting it in, then what are you doing something wrong? You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of that is based upon the one experience of others, and we do things to not have others view us in a different light as well.
I did it for Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. You did it for the right reasons, but most people aren't, even who are religiously inclined. They ain't doing it for that reason.
Right.
If you're not religiously inclined, I wouldn't even know why you would not.
There's a bunch of people who aren't religiously inclined that just take on celibacy for themselves.
Right, for sure. Like
find
their personal
themselves
journey.
to deal with maybe some mental blocks, maybe some bad decisions that they made. They want to clear their mind, not be involved with another person. There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, for celibacy or whatever. You don't necessarily have to be religious. So there's a lot of benefits to it. I would say for me, I didn't find any benefit in going cheekless for 10 months.
Yo,
hey, one of my worst feelings in the world is being unsexed. Okay. That is one of the worst feelings in the world to me. And the longer I go unsexed,
you gonna kill somebody.
The more my person, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I swear I promise you, I ain't gonna swear, but I'm on my mama. Nigga.
Yeah.
The longer I go unsexed, the more my personality changes, and it's for the worst.
Yeah,
like, I will become.
I believe that.
I will become the worst version of myself.
I believe
the
that.
longer that I go without doing it.
But it's kind of like changing your diet. You know what I'm saying? Like you're so used to eating a certain diet. As soon as you go healthy, your body craves for what you used to have, and to the point of sometimes you actually have to physically fight yourself to be like, no, I cannot eat this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever case may point, no pun intended. And but after you change your diet and you set it in habit, after a while, it sets in. It sets in to the point is like, I'm actually kind of cooling right now, for real, for real.
Yeah. God bless you.
I was not cooling, bro.
God bless
I
you.
was in turmoil. I was wrestling at night.
Yeah.
Wrestling at night, trying to sleep. Can't even sleep on your stomach. Gotta sleep on your back. I don't know how to sleep on my back. I ain't never slept on my back a day in my life. How am I gonna sleep on my back? I could not do it, but even to this day, even being married, even to this day, the longer I go without it, and my personality will start to change. And Sharita know, bro, she can feel it. She like, you know what? Meet me upstairs real quick.
Yeah.
Come with me upstairs real quick. Come with me upstairs real quick.
Yeah.
Because my personality is like legit. It's changing, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there.
Well, why do you think that is? Like, why do you? What kind of hold does that have over you?
I have no idea
where it takes over.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And I ain't tried to figure it out because in a sense, I don't have to. Because I'm married and my bed is undefiled. I don't have to technically fight my sexual urges or nothing like that like I was when I was trying to be single. So I ain't never tried to figure it out. I just be like,
I got you.
Hey man, come on, bro.
Now the fight is more time and opportunity. That's the biggest fight in order to get it.
But that's to Mel's point earlier when he was trying to be on the straight and narrow. Time and opportunity was
always there. It wasn't no issue.
You make time.
Yeah, but
now we laying in the bed with each other every night, and time and opportunity is the issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's why I was so frustrated. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This shouldn't even be a thing right now.
My best friend, who is a pastor, him and his wife sat down. I did a podcast with them once before, and they sat down and they said, marriage couples actually have to practice the art of the quickie. And the reason why they said that is because we've built in our minds what our idea of what sex should actually be.
Right.
Like we think it should be this, I love you. You know, like this whole lovey-dovey type of 50 Shades of Grey type of moment. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's just like, hey, I need a quick snack. You know what I'm saying?
I want a Hot Pocket. I ain't trying to get a whole meal. I'm just trying to get a little Hot Pocket real quick.
Yeah. But we have to train our minds to actually accept the fact it's like, okay, this this isn't going to be movie-esque type of sex right now. It's just going to be like, hey, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's what I needed for the moment. And both partners actually needed. It's in the book. The scripture says it. That two should not hold themselves from each other. The married couple should not hold themselves from each other. So they were like, in that sense, time, because you don't have a time, you're both are busy. If you have children, that occupies a lot of stuff. And if you're both two ships passing in the night, you just have to make the art of, hey, this is gonna be a quickie. Unfortunately, I believe that that movies and entertainment, even some books, have made and even pornography have made it so that we have this idea of what sex should actually be, and if we don't actually do it like those things in any one of those situations, then this isn't me really having sex, and it's like a feeling of disappointment that comes along with the opportunity.
But I think too, a lot of it is also stemmed from personal pleasure, because a lot of times you can, even people who have been celibate, they may masturbate, whatever, for personal pleasure.
Yeah.
That creates a whole nother lens of what intimacy looks like for you with an actual individual as well, because you're so used to doing it for yourself that you lose sight of what intimacy looks like with somebody else and what gets you off essentially in the long run.
Yeah. And some of us, I think sexual cravings are good, but we also have to learn how to train those sexual cravings.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
in what way?
Like, and sometimes at night, I want a Oreo cookie, but it's 10 o'clock at night, and I know if I have one Oreo cookie, I'm really gonna eat the whole sleeve. And sometimes, and when it comes to sex, sometimes our appetite becomes a little bit more than what reality is, and reality can't serve what that appetite.
For sure,
is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In what way?
Kind of going back to the fantasy type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like for myself, and I've shared this previously, so this isn't new to people who have been listening before. Have been listening for a long time, but for those who are new, I had a struggle with pornography, and so it excited a craving inside of me that wanted something that looked like what I was seeing on the TV. You know what I'm saying? And so
T-Dot wanted to pull out the peanut butter and the spatulas.
Hey, one time my homeboy was when we living in Maryland. My homeboy came down from Pennsylvania to chill the weekend with us, and he was making some ice. He was getting some ice cream, and he grabbed the whipped cream. I said, "Hey, now don't use all my whipped cream." Bro. He was like, "What you talking about?"
I knew you was that type.
He is that type.
A whole mess.
He just fell out in the floor.
I'm that type too. I ain't gonna hold you. I can
put me on front street.
Right.
Really
Look,
like that.
but look, that's how I let you on. I said, I'm me too. Me too. I ain't gonna hold you.
But I will say this.
Me?
I will say this. Like, it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? We've had this conversation, Melvin, and you said it. We've heard this before, but when you said it, it reminded me. You said, I understand. He was like, men are like microwaves, women are like ovens. Ovens take a little while to warm up. Whereas microwaves, they can get it done real quick. And I will admit, that's the side in which I am not a good partner at, is the helping the warm up part. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense of like this, like for us, it's a whole day interaction. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I started intimacy.
Yeah, start in the morning.
Yeah, start in the morning time.
Yeah.
Text messages during the day. You know what I'm saying? When she comes home, maybe taking something off of her plate, like literally maybe making dinner or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So she can feel more relaxed.
You don't want her energy getting used up. You don't want to get that energy used up. Hey, I'm
give her a
following
liquid
you,
IV, get her electrolytes up. I mean,
Like,
golly.
this is where you try to get ahead of it, fellas. This is what we telling you right
We're
now.
trying to tell you right
You getting
now.
ahead of it, okay?
Yeah.
You making sure she got no excuse for using up all her energy. That's what
Making-
T-Dot talking
making a
about.
spaghetti dinner.
Actually, I made a whole pot of spaghetti.
T-Dot like, let me hurry up and take this dinner off the plate.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm
Um,
saying? One
and-
less thing.
And not even that, but even like creating like date nights.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you have one good date night, that could set you up for the next couple days. And I'm not trying to do it as a, I do for you, you do for me type of thing. But I understand like this is the things that she needs in order to warm up. You know what I'm saying? And some of that takes planning. Whereas some of that stuff that helps my wife warm up takes planning. Whereas, for me, I'm just like, oh, I'm thinking about sex right now. Let's get it done. I don't need to plan for that. You know what I'm saying? And so I could definitely 100% do better on that part as far as like helping my wife get to the point of where it's like it's an easy yes versus well, hold on, let me think about everything that goes on. You know what I'm saying? Because for men, I do believe that sex is a necessity. Whereas for women, it is not necessary. I'm not gonna say for all. For some, it's not necessarily a necessity, but it is an opportunity for connection.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the issue that most men have with the warm up or the struggle with the warm up is not that they don't want to participate in the warm up. It's trying to comprehend the need for warm up when at one point in time you didn't have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when we first started, I was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would see me and that would be good enough for you to want to, you know what I'm saying, let's get to something. I ain't have to spend the whole day doing all this. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of just we see each other, we know it, well not you, because we see each other, we do what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying, do what we gonna do or whatever. And that was kind of just it. And then it's like now that we're in this relationship, now it's like, now I gotta go through this whole process. Like I didn't have to used to do that process. I like I'll say some of us, maybe not everybody, but in our mind, it's like I look at her and I'm like, she's already good enough. I'm ready to go. I see her and I'm like, there go my boo. That's my thing. She's sexy. I don't need a whole day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brush past me a little bit the right way, and we.
And it's,
You know what I'm
it's on
saying?
and
I don't
popping.
need a full day's worth of,
Right,
you know.
right.
So then it's like, why does it take you all that to want to be involved with me? That's what your mind does,
Right.
And then
Well,
that's
I
why
think
it's
we
a
have
little
to
bit harder
realize,
to get
too,
started with that.
That needs change. You know what I'm saying? So back then when it was just on and popping, that met the need. Now there is more, as you mentioned, the warm up piece that has to take place for it to be mutually beneficial in the long run. Because yes, it could be okay, I'll just do it to do it, but that's not necessarily mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Whereas what Troy is saying, like, okay, I'm doing X, Y, Z, so that it is, because he wants to provide pleasure just as much as you receiving pleasure.
Most definitely.
So,
Which we really don't want that either. That doing it just to do it.
absolutely.
Like
yeah,
we'll take
yeah.
it, but we hate that.
right.
we
Absolutely.
hate
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not a fool. Like
Yeah.
I'll take it, but
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Right.
We
right,
hate
right,
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got my order wrong, but I'm still.
Yeah, I'm like I'm going to eat it. Like, for sure.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to the point. If we look at it, the oven microwave type of scenario, you got the oven when you first got it. It was on it. It heated up really quickly. But as years go by, you know what I'm saying. Appliances don't appliance like they used to appliance. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take a little time for that thing to warm
it's
up.
just sometimes you be like, I know you're an oven, but this time can be a toaster oven.
Yeah.
Like can you be a
Or even
can
an
you be
air fryer.
Can you easy bake oven? Can you be an easy bake? An easy bake oven? You got to be the whole. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, and I think that comes with a time. In order to become that, there has to be like a self-realization, because
Yeah.
I think what happens is marriages happen, the sex is amazing up front, and then after a while it dies down, and no one wants to have that conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because you don't have that conversation, you become resentful towards the individual. You know what I'm saying? But in some cases, I know couples who do talk about it, but it just still hasn't clicked.
Mhm.
And that's the reason why I'm really big on married couples having other married couples that they can rely and trust, because when you are with those other married couples, you can talk about those things. I remember specifically, we was on a road trip once, and somehow, some way, a married couple got put into our car, and they had some issues, warming up with one another sexually and stuff like that. And all me and my wife did was share our story, and that freed them up.
Mm-hmm.
Them cats got 1 million kids right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't understand that, and it was a very similar case. Actually, in their case, both of them were virgins coming into marriage. And so intimacy was just, they didn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think too, and this is, it's not a knock, because I do agree that saving yourself for marriage and those kind of things are good, but it also does create that disconnect when it comes to levels of intimacy, in my opinion. Simply because you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you could be getting with a serial killer or somebody who want to tie you up and, you know what I'm saying, spit down, whatever. Like you just don't know what you're getting into in that capacity. But that's what we are taught. That's what we're told. You know what I mean? Save yourself. And granted, again, if that's what you choose to do, great. You're following the rule of that particular order. But I think, too, it also serves as somewhat of not a disservice, but you simply don't know what you like.
So okay. So I used to feel like that. And then the older I've gotten, the more I start to understand why we were being told to save ourselves.
No, I get it.
Like,
I totally
you
understand.
didn't even let me finish.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, I get it.
No, I'm talking
I
about the
get it.
concept. I'm talking about the concept.
No, I'm just
I
talking.
understand the concept.
Which I do want to
which I was
about, too.
just getting deeper into it about to the point where you make it about essentially doing a disservice because you don't know what you like or whatever. On the flip side of that, though, having all of these different experiences with multiple different people at times can create a barrier for intimacy with your current partner, because in
Which is
some
true.
ways the stuff that you like, you develop that like with another person.
Sure,
So
I agree
then
with
now
that.
you're trying to recreate that same liked experience.
Yes.
So you're essentially trying to recreate experience that you had with someone else, with this person, which can create another barrier as well. So the one benefit, I'm not going to say one, there's many benefits to it, but for an example of both people coming in virgins, we don't know what we don't like, but we also don't have a memory bank of experiences to pull from either to try to recreate with this person. And as we we talk about flexes all the time, and we talk about flex. That's like our word. What's flex? And what I really sat back, I got a homeboy like you, him and his wife, when they got married, both of them were virgins, and I was like, how much of a flex is that to be able to go into any room, and no matter where you go, know your person never been touched by somebody else.
Right.
Or they've never been in a relationship. You ain't got to give nobody a heads up and be like, yo, we about to go over here. Someone such might be, we used to, whatever. I'm like, that's what greater flex can I have than walking into a room knowing that nobody's ever, you know what I'm saying, building my person, whatever, in so many different ways. So I get what you're saying. I probably would have never taken the unsexed route. But I can just see the flip side of the benefit of not knowing.
To even what you're saying, Mel, which I completely understand and agree with. I think there's a level of balance too, because if you just out here wilding, that's different. That can definitely create, like, again, this is what my expectation is too. But I would think too, on the flip side of that, what if you wait and y'all just totally incompatible physically?
I mean, y'all can learn
Would
each
you
other.
work towards that compatibility?
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, though, what if it just don't? Because you can, again, seasons change, needs change, all that kind of stuff. We agree with that. So what I'm saying is, what if it's just no compatibility?
Well, here's my thing is, you already built enough foundation of things to be compatible with.
You would hope so.
And sex is, and that's one thing that we have inflated sex to be the reason why people are together, and it's just a part of it.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
From a large scale, I agree with that, because majority of marriages and stuff fail because of money. Not necessarily because of sex and money, infidelities, those kind of things, whatever. But as far as inflating it, yes. But again, I just go back to, what if it's just completely incompatible?
You keep working at it, and honestly, the exploration of finding what you like.
I was about to say that would make that makes it better.
Journey, bro.
No, again, I'm just talking for the people who made.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
We just created conversation.
That is a question.
We just created conversation.
That is a question. That's a good question. I ain't mean to. Yeah, but you're right. I think we missed the opportunity to find that journey with the one individual, to finding euphoric type of.
But we don't like to take journeys as a people. That's the thing. We don't like to take journeys.
There
We
you
like
go.
we like it the way I want it right now. I mean,
Right.
that's just the type of world we live in.
We don't want to go through any conflict. I do want to go back to what you just said earlier, though, Lace. I think you hit the nail right on the head. We have been indoctrinated with the concept of waiting until marriage, right? But no one taught us or indoctrinated us about what happens after marriage. And I will put this as being a representative of the church. I will put this on the church because we were the main ones. Save yourself to marriage. Save yourself to marriage. But then no one was like, all right, when you get married, be freaky deaky. Like no one, like
they
no
don't talk
one,
about that.
They don't talk about that. Let me ask you this question: how many times in your life have you ever been to church and the sermon has been from the Song of Solomon?
Well, for me, reading books on it, etc.
No.
I don't know if I've ever heard a direct sermon.
You've never heard a direct sermon
and
from
Solomon had bodies. Solomon had bodies. If y'all didn't know, Solomon had bodies.
And he was wise.
And the wisest man.
And he was wise.
But the Song of Solomon specifically is him chasing after this woman and them being sexually intimate. In the Jewish culture, that's actually not a book that is taught as a child, but as you're older, they're like, hey, we're gonna hold on this book until you get older. But you never really hear too many sermons on that because a lot of people talk about the preparation for marriage, but they never talk about the exploration and the journey of marriage afterwards. And I just so happened to stumble upon a church a few years ago, and they walked through the book Song of Solomon. I'm talking about, bro, it was fantastic. I would love to share that with y'all. Actually, I did share one sermon with y'all once. But it was talking about how Solomon was enjoying his wife's body, and she was enjoying his, and how she described him. I think he said that her breasts were like sheep coming down off of a mountain. I don't know how you, I don't know what that is.
They ain't had TV back then. So,
her sheep got them yams though. Sheep got them yams. I don't know if you seen them sheep though. Sheep caked up.
Oh my gosh! But we never heard that because we've never. I think church, and some churches have like as I mentioned, the church that I just talked about. Some churches have adopted that and they have had the marriage ministry and stuff like that. And actually, I want to touch on the part that we have talked about probably 50 episodes ago, in which you got really you were expressing that when we get to these marital sessions and stuff and service and church and like that, like people not talking like this is an area in which I wholeheartedly agree with you. People need to be talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Because of the lack of intimacy, the enemy gets in between and causes a whole rift in the rough. I'm gonna step off the pulpit real quick.
Say you gonna step off the pulpit.
But you also ain't say Solomon had like 400 concubines.
He didn't say that though.
Okay, so
he ain't say
He
that.
did. He skipped that part.
Yeah, he skipped over that.
We can
You know
talk
what
about
I'm
that.
saying?
We can talk about it.
Bodies.
So it is insinuated.
Sheep coming from a mountain.
Some historians believe that the Song of Solomon was written when Solomon was younger, and some historians believe, I'm not saying this is true, but they believe that the woman that he was chasing after was the woman that was taking care of his father in his last few days, David. And so it was like his first love, and it was like a pure relationship that he chased. After that relationship, after that relationship, he did have bodies. Now a lot of the he was the wisest man.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there's a such thing as godly wisdom and earthly wisdom.
For sure.
And I think he received wisdom from God, but I don't think that he rooted don't think he rooted a lot of his wisdom afterwards in godly wisdom. It was more so earthly wisdom. A lot of his marriages were arranged in the sense of making relations with foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Political.
we knew, yes, political. And we knew this was to be true because when he brought the wives in, he had to set up places for them to worship. And their places of worship was different from the Jewish God. And that's what also corrupted the temple at the time. And in a sense, corrupted Solomon in his judgment. And so he made more political, more earthly type of wisdom type moves. And it ended up corrupting his heart altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want y'all to do me a favor. After this message that you just received.
Yeah. go ahead and sow a seed.
After this message that you
go
just
ahead
received.
and sow a seed.
You need to hurry up and sow a seed quickly onto this word. Quickly onto this word.
Quickly.
Okay?
Because the message is, amen, amen.
Mm-hmm.
The message is with more people you have relationships with, the more drama you bring into your own life.
Mm.
I just want to be rededicated
And move on.
and then become undefiled. I want that undefiled treatment these days.
Right.
T. Dot. Now that I done let you get through your sermon,
Mm-hmm.
I want to backtrack
Okay.
to a very important part of this conversation.
Oh man, come on now.
And this needs to be talked about, okay? And this is going to be,
All
we
right.
got to talk about,
Can I at least frame it? Can I frame it first?
frame it. Because I'm going to still say the same thing.
It was brought up. I never mentioned who, what, when, where,
That
how.
don't matter.
I
That
was
don't
brought
matter.
up, but I asked my wife the question: how come? And here's the thing: I didn't tell her what happened in the thing. I actually phrased it for her. How come intimacy after marriage is different from what? So
Did you tell her where you got it from.
No, I did not tell her where I got it from. After she heard this podcast, she will know.
Mm-hmm.
But that I did not tell
So
her.
you didn't. You just started a conversation.
Yeah, we
You
have.
didn't say me and the fellas was talking and I.
He did.
He did. Look, exactly.
He did.
Exactly.
No. Okay.
It was the
well,
head.
no.
Exactly.
No,
It was the hezzy.
Well, hold on. It's in the sense of there is a consensus amongst the married men that I'm friends with, and even myself, that sex after marriage slows down. I brought it up and I said consensus amongst people.
You was
men
talking to
that
the
I-
guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to the guys.
He put it out
and
there.
he did say it like
He
that.
did it.
See, and this is the problem.
He did it. He did it.
This is the problem because it's not just Troy.
Yeah.
A lot of other married people are in this similar situation, and I'm one of the ones that's on the outs of this situation
Mhm.
because, for example, you know, how married people hang out with married people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the guys will talk about something in the group chat, or the girls will talk about something, and then I'll get around the guys or find out about something last, and they might say like, "Oh, you didn't know that?" I'm like, "How would I know that?" They
Right.
were like, "Well, the girls was talking about it." If the girls was talking about it,
They was talking about it.
they was talking about
Right,
it. Why would I
right.
know about it?
Yeah.
But a lot of married people have this thing where they feel like they can tell their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost as like if the information comes to me, then it's automatically is okay to go to my spouse. And we
Mhm.
just talk about it. So we talking about stuff in the group chat.
Mhm.
It's been times where I text in the group chat talking to guys because I'm thinking it's a safe space and we talking about something
Yeah.
all for it to be circulated
Mhm.
back. And I hear that the girls end up talking about what the guys was talking about in the group chat.
Mhm.
Stop doing that.
Agreed.
Stop talking about what's in the guys group chat. Whatever is in the guys group chat is for the guys.
Yeah.
That's not for your wife. It's not for your girlfriend. It's not for your fiance. That is for the guys. And if you cannot do that, get out of this group chat. Get out this group chat. Don't text me. I don't even, except for the Manly D's and one other group chat, I stopped talking to the guys in the group chat because I can't trust if they talking to their wife about what is in this group chat. I will wait till I see them in person to have a conversation with them. And I don't understand why y'all don't have those laws. Why y'all don't have those rules. Why do a lot of married people feel like that is just open communication for me to share whatever's being talked about in
Well,
the group
I think-
chat? Or
I
why are
think-
you even
yeah.
taking it to her to talk about in the group chat? Hey, the fellas was talking and they
Well,
why
I-
are you taking it to her
I
in the group
brought
chat?
it to her as a concept, not that me and the fellas were talking.
Right. I feel you, Troy. But I think, too, we also have to realize, too, that a lot of men are catty. Like, men gossip a lot more than others, if we really want to be real about it.
Men don't gossip a lot more. They gossip also.
No, they gossip a lot more.
They don't gossip a lot more. People only say
Trust
that.
me.
People
They
only
do.
say that. People only say men gossip a lot more when there's a woman trying to talk to two niggas.
No.
She
I'm
can't keep them straight.
talking.
And then she like, men talk too much.
No, I'm
men
talking-
don't know how to be quiet.
I'm
No, you don't know how
talking-
to keep your in line.
No, I'm talking.
Oh my gosh.
I'm talking unsolicited information. Like legit, I can sit back and just talk to anybody, and it just be so much unsolicited information I was not seeking. I'm not trying to even learn. I don't
In
even
what
wanna know
way
this.
though?
In any way, it could be anything. It could be with anything, life in general, relationship. It could be work related, all kinds of stuff. Just unsolicited information.
I mean, caddy is usually described in the sense of telling someone else's business or passing someone else's information.
no, that's
to
what I'm
create
saying.
conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Whether it's relationship, work relationships, any kinds of information passed in that way, speaking on somebody else's behalf. Well, you know, such and such did this, or you know, such and such this person getting down. Why would I know that? Why do I care? Why are you telling me that?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Name me one story that I've ever told of my wife's friends.
I don't know.
You can't name
To
one.
us.
You can't name one.
To us.
You can't name one.
But how many stories could she name that you told her about what we talked about? And you not by yourself. You not by yourself. It's a lot of men who do that. It is just like, they talk to their wife, or this whole phone thing where people in order to seem trustworthy just giving up their password to their spouse, whatever. I don't got nothing to hide, so my spouse got my phone, and then the spouse overexerts that boundary, and then they go read the messages, or they go read the group chat, or they go do it, and you haven't put no established boundaries, in space, whatever it is. Like it's just a lot of men are like that, and I'm like, whatever is in the guys group chat is for the guys. It's not for your wife. It's not for your
Right, but they
counterpart,
trying to
and you
protect
supposed to be-
themselves.
And I'm saying, if you're gonna do that though, get out the group chat.
No, I feel you. I agree with
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't understand where people feel like that's okay. Honestly, because to me, I feel like there's so many people, not just y'all guys, who come to me and talk to me about stuff, private stuff they can't talk about out loud, stuff
Sure.
they're going through their relationships,
Yeah.
whatever. If I just leave my phone unattended, or just let my spouse have free reign to read their struggle, that's for me to know.
Yeah.
They told me. It's not for me to share with her. Just because they shared it with me don't mean I'm, sharing it with her. So to create a safe space, or whatever it is, to be considered a confidant, I don't share. That's like one of our rules. Like, okay, go on my phone. Don't go in the guys' group chats. Don't read the guys' messages, because there's sensitive information in there that's not for you to know. If you see a number that you don't recognize, if you think you see, someone of the opposite sex that looks suspicious, do whatever you need to do. Do your due diligence, but leave the guy stuff alone, because I got to maintain their privacy. I got to maintain the stuff that they talk to me about. And a lot of guys don't
I
have
feel
that
you on
same
that. Yeah, I feel you.
concept, and I'm like, why don't you have that concept? Why is this a thing? If I can't tell you something without it getting to your wife, well, I don't even want to talk to you.
Right. Or if you get caught up and then you get brought into it. Well, did you know this or that about? Did you know such and such?
Why would I know that?
Right. Why would I know that? Why would I know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. But I feel you.
I feel you on that. Yeah.
So you gonna stop doing it?
I will.
No.
Listen, I'm not. I don't divulge details. I don't divulge details, and I don't share anyone's struggles. So those are
two different things.
Those are two different things.
So what do you trying to get? You trying to
He posed it as a
you trying to
general
categorize? You
But-
trying to categorize what's in the group chat as safe to tell?
What do you mean?
You just said you don't tell the struggles, you don't tell, but there might be some other things.
If
that come
there's
up
a
that you-
joke in the group chat, if Lace is saying something wild crazy in the group chat, I'm gonna look at my wife. Let me
see,
tell-
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Not look. I'm sorry, it was the wrong word. Let me tell you what this Lace just said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
I gotta, cause I want her to laugh with me, and
But she
him,
ain't gonna
And she
laugh
gonna
like
laugh.
you.
and she
because-
gonna laugh.
She gonna laugh.
She gonna laugh.
She gonna laugh.
So the answer is no. Troy gonna keep telling the group chat's business.
What? I don't think it's telling
but I
business.
don't tell your business.
Okay, bro. You was about to get. I felt the spirit. You was about to get upset.
Oh.
You got a little
I'm
bit
just
loud.
more
You
so-
you got it. You did get a little
I'm
bit
giving
loud.
you the same energy that
you
you
did
be
get a little
giving
bit
when
loud
you
to
trying to
scream.
explain yourself.
You did get a little bit loud to scream that you wasn't telling people's business.
Yeah, I think it's more so for
I'm not gonna tell you
for
business.
general,
All right,
general conversation, so he can learn more about her perspective
Yeah.
and jokes, etc. That's all that's what I gather. That's what I got.
Actually, that's really good because and talking about going back to the warming up piece, like I've realized engaging my wife in conversation is by far.
He's using it for his benefit. That's what he's using it for.
What most dudes do.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen. But if a concept comes up, let's talk about the concept so I can have a perspective on it.
Yeah.
A different perspective
And
because
all that gain understanding. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to gain that understanding.
yeah. Specifically from a woman's perspective.
Yeah. But she gonna laugh at the jokes because that's just what it is.
I'm surprised you never. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd be like, if I was around your wife and she was like, Troy told me what you said Mel told me what you said in the group chat. Troy, what'd I say? And we joke and laugh.
She ain't never done that.
I know,
She
but
can't.
But it's jokes. I mean,
she can't.
You should probably,
because I don't talk about what's in the group chat.
But I think you're speaking more on the serious matters.
Just
not
in general.
necessarily-
Yeah, I'm just in general. Okay. Listen, let me break it down for you. Because y'all
I
get what you said.
You do get it, but you don't because you keep trying to categorize it as serious versus non-serious.
You saying
it's period.
Understand what you
This
saying.
is the guys. This is the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
We know what you saying.
Spanky ain't $1 in the what you call it, bro.
And we'll talk about this another time. But I was in a group chat once talking about me, right? And something was brought up about me, and I brought it to my wife. I was like, "How would you?" I'm wrestling with this idea. What is this? What do you think about this? Somebody said this in the group chat, and that's a great It's a great conversation starter for her. It's like it's introspective. It's us trying to divulge into different perspectives on ourselves and things of that nature. Like that's talking about what happens in a group chat because it's some transformative things that happen in the group chat that I would love to share with my wife.
Yeah.
And have that conversation.
Why do you feel the need to take what's in the group chat to have a conversation with your wife? That's the
Okay,
root that I'm
so
trying. No one is answering that. Why do you feel the need
way that you're
to have
framing
the
it,
conversation?
But the way that you're framing it is as if I have a conversation with y'all. It's like, hey, this is what we talked about today. That's not what happens.
Some guys, do.
But
a lot of guys are doing that.
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna say some. It's a lot of them are doing that.
I'm not doing that. I take in my whole day and I talk about concepts, not specifics. Because where else I'm gonna talk? I didn't talk to y'all all day. What else we gonna talk about when I get to the crib? I didn't talk to y'all all day.
Using your wife as like temperature check or whatever it is. Like I do it with y'all sometimes. I'll say this, Sharia. Lace and Troy told me today that I was a certain type of way.
Why are you taking out
Do
the
you
group
agree?
chat?
It wasn't out the group chat. It was out loud.
But I'm saying it's still out there.
No, but I'm saying but it was talking about me though. That's what I'm saying.
just said that.
No, when you said that, I agree with you. But previously, you was like the fellas was talking about sex, and we was having a conversation. You didn't say the fellas said there's something about me.
I don't remember how.
And then when you say it like that, then I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
you talking about yourself. That's totally different. You talking about you,
but
with your spouse.
The concepts that we have in our group chat involve me. And so I'm trying to get perspective on how I should see these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're broad concepts. And I get
broad concepts.
I get what you're saying. And I would say this. I actually am mad at my wife because she doesn't share anything with me from anybody.
So you mean to tell me we had this whole conversation and she don't tell you nothing?
No.
She don't tell me
See
nothing.
what I'm talking about?
She don't tell me nothing. She is and that's the reason why I'm always like, I'm an advocate for my wife hanging out with other people's wives. Because one, she's a counselor in the sense of she's just a good friend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, I want you to be friends with such and such, blah, blah, blah. Because she's a confidant. She's someone you can trust in. But I never know who she's talking about. When I talk to her, she never knows who I'm talking about. Unless I say, look what this Blake said. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it always gotta be me?
That's the only time. It's concepts. It's ideas. It's, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like she's dealing with her friends and and scenarios come up, she wants a male perspective on it. But I don't know what friend group she got multiple friend groups. I don't know who she talking about. But we have a conversation and it helps us shape ourselves. And some people should be glad that the conversations are had with our significant others, because sometimes they talk us off the cliff and how to respond to certain situations. And they help us to see is like, hey, it's not from your perspective. I got to look at it from this. So it helps bring balance.
I see how you did this dance around to find all the good reasons for why you should be telling what's in the group chat.
Is that not
And
the
I'm
case
just
of
telling-
a
I'm
debate?
just
Of
saying
an
that
argument is to bring good
dialogue
good-
versus debate.
There's no good. You can dress it up all you want. There's no good way of taking what's in the privacy of a group chat and sharing it with somebody else. No matter if you're trying to say it's concepts or vague or whatever. What if y'all go to an event and those persons that of the concepts are there and something happens where now you can point that story that you heard to that person because somehow it connects. And now you know that conversation you had is about this person. Now you know that person's business, right?
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Half the times I don't be remembering none of the
But
conversations. And I know
now
my
he
wife
acting like he
don't
don't remember the conversations.
I mean, I think he's speaking for himself.
Now he don't remember the
But
conversation.
I think too, it's also how you govern
He
yourself.
knew all the Song of Solomon in the journey, but now he don't remember the conversation.
Because I
See
studied
what I be talking about?
It's also how you govern yourself with that, because I know a lot of things about a lot of people I would never bring up, or I'm not going to judge them from what I know has occurred in the past or whatever. So I think too is how you govern yourself even with that. You know what I mean? And that's why I said lens of bias and those kind of things come into play, because although Troy expresses himself how he does with concepts or whatever, I know that I'm not going to be viewed a particular way based upon that concept or that conversation personally. So I think it's too how the individual receiving the information or whatever governs themselves if they are in the same space or engaging with the parties that they know have been talked about.
Right. You know how many stories we got on Lace?
Bruh.
But when he when he come around my crib, my wife would be like, "Hey, Mr. Lace." I say, first of all, quit calling this Mr. Lace. Okay? We not gonna show
First of all,
no
it's Mr. LaShawn.
Mr. LaShawn.
Get it right.
We quit doing that right now. Let's stop doing that. Let's show no respect. Okay? That's a legit conversation I had. I said,
like
quit
the
doing
mister.
that. I was like, yeah, don't be doing that to him. No. He's younger than me.
Oh man.
All right. So where do you where do you sit on this fence? Are we telling people not to talk about what's in the group chat, or are you trying to say
I agree. We agree
Yeah,
with that.
I
We think
wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Yeah, we should not be divulging anyone's details or anything that's going on in the group chat. I definitely agree with you. But I think it is an opportunity to bring up concepts and conversations. That's the reason why y'all be like, Troy, you got a bunch of group chats. You don't even know where I'm pulling something from.
Right. Yeah.
You don't even know which group chat I'm talking about. And so we have those conversations, and it's a great concept of conversation. This said today, XYZ. What do you think?
Yeah.
And it's bringing my day. And forget all the people. It's bringing my day with me.
So forget all our business as long as you got content to use.
It's
for
not.
as long as you got content to use from our whatchamacallit, it's fine.
Oh my gosh. So what do you talk to you? What do you
find common interests amongst ourselves. I don't need to use you or you to create a conversation with my spouse. I don't need to use the conversations from the guys group chat to interact with someone that I've joined my soul with. I just don't need to do that. We have other things that we could talk about, our personal day, how it's worked, things that we're interested in together. If I do see something on the internet or a concept, a conversation I want to have, that's cool. I'm not going to dig in the guys group chat to be like, hey, niggas was talking about this.
See, but I think you take it.
Talk about this
taking
today.
it too far?
No, I'm just
man.
saying, but the way that you explain it, and I'm being this dramatic to paint a picture of how stupid the rest of the guys look when they do this. Because everyone's not using the concepts. They're literally taking what's in the group chat.
No,
and they
right.
just free,
Now, that is
free
wrong.
balling talking
that's,
to the
that's, that's,
you know what I'm
not,
saying?
yes.
That's not
what
appropriate.
happened. Married people get together. The women share that with their husband, what the girls are talking about. The guys pillow talk and share what the guys are talking about. And they just pass the information back and forth. And then that's when you get in a group and everybody think everybody know everything about everything, because it's like, well, if I told her that he had to have told such and such, and I'm one of those people on the outs where I'm like, don't tell me. I don't want to hear nothing that the girls got going on.
And
I don't care what y'all got going on.
And you said something really good right there because I never want her to know what any one of y'all is doing. To be quite honest with you, I never do because of that issue right because of that statement that you made right there. I like hanging out with y'all.
Mhm.
I like hanging out with my other groups. And the last thing I need for her to do is to judge the groups that I hang out with and to see them
Based on information.
based on
Exactly.
information. And so, like I said, I don't tell your business, but we talk about concepts that are
I know
had within.
you're one individual on the out saying I use concepts.
But you use me
create content.
but you use me as an example
Because you the one who
to
said,
talk about all men.
Yeah, because you was like, I was talking to Shaka about what the guys was talking about the group chat in the group chat earlier.
mean, that's a
and you
simple
knew
way of
exactly
saying
where I was going when you said it. That's why you said, hold on, let me clean it up. Because you knew what I was talking about, and that's what they be doing. And people think that that's cool, and I'm
Right,
telling
and it's
you,
not.
it's ridiculous
Yeah, we agree that it's
that
not.
you're doing that.
I agree.
That's all. I was just trying to paint a dramatic picture.
Mhm.
That's all.
Job well done.
That's
Job
fine. And this
well
has been the
done.
Melly D's podcast, y'all. I'm your boy Melly Mel. That's T.Roy. Dennis the Menace, no relation.
And we still love each other.
We do.
Yeah. So don't call. You ain't got to call me and Troy fat. You ain't got. you ain't got to talk about his hang time on his braids. You know what I'm saying? We just had a good dialogue.
Good dialogue. It was really good nonetheless. But we out.
We out.